Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Starting out of 1 West 125th Street, all in New York. We are under commanding General Yohana. We've been teaching this truth since 1969 that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are the true biblical Jews, and that our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Of course, every Monday across the earth, we have the scripture breakdown class / history class. If you have any questions in the chat, drop them in the chat. Make sure you like and subscribe. Of course, as you already know, there's a lot of wars going on, and all these things are absolutely biblical. You find all these things in the Bible, and we've been saying this since 1969 that this was going to occur. All these wars around the world, everybody, called is crazy, various things or what have you. And you can find all these things in the Bible. All these other prophecies happen. Our demise, our downfall, our slavery, our captivity happened. Other major events in the Bible were displayed. So why do we tend to ignore this historical event that's happening right now? Pastors worried about Halloween. They worried about Halloween, pumpkin patches, decorations, being festive, not knowing the Lord is not pleased with that. I'll go on this book. We're going to show you this war that's unfolding right before our eyes, and it's in the Bible. Bear with me 1 second. Excuse me. We're going to start. We're going to start in Revelations chapter 16, verse 14. Revelation chapter 16, verse 14. The so-called pastors, they don't like to go to Revelation. They say it's too bloody. That's the reason they stay away from the Old Testament. But you got to read the entire Bible. You can't choose what you like and discard what you don't have the stomach for. We're going to start in Revelations 13. Salakia, Revelation 16 and 14. Revelation chapter 16, verse 14. Make sure this right. For there are the spirits of devils working miracles which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world to gather them to battle of that great day of the Most High Almighty. That's what's happening right now. There's a spirit being put on, men of authority, men with great power and authority and money and armies and tanks and helicopters and, war machines or what have you. That spirit is being put on, people in power right now. China that moves ships into that region of the world. Nuclear threats out of powerful countries, Iran and Russia. But we think is a game. We too busy trying to join America, trying to be a part of the festivities of the heathen. That's what we busy doing. I'll read it again. Working men which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of that great day of the Most High Almighty. 15. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garment, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. Meaning Christ, the day of the Lord Christ, when Christ come back, it's not going to be like we saw coming type of thing. Like a thief doesn't give you a warning when he's going to, rob you or what have you. That's how Christ is going to come. We're going to drop that. We're going to get all the World War III scriptures and the so-called Armageddon scriptures or what have you. Let's get some more. We'll go to Isaiah. Bear with me 1 second. Isaiah 13 and 14. Show you something that's good. This is what the passage going to fail to teach us. Everybody looking for answers and a solution, but meanwhile, we got the blueprint right here in the Bible. Nobody understands it. Nobody can comprehend this book. We're in Isaiah chapter 13, verse 14. And it shall be as the chase roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people. That's what's happening right now. Even though the so-called Arabs, they in these subdivided nations, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, even though they in these subdivision of, border countries, they're gonna join together in the name of their religion, in the name of their people to fight. Meanwhile, we up here trying to join a nation of people that don't give a damn about us. Them Palestinians don't give a damn about you, black guy. And they sure didn't give a damn about you in the trans-Saharan slave trade. We don't, nobody really talks about that, so we do that. All these nations gonna, they're gonna get with their own people. The Israeli with the Israeli man. Arab man, China man, they arming up. You understand? They show every man turn to his own people and flee everyone into his own land. That's what's about to happen. That's what's about to happen. But we busy celebrating Halloween, though, and a lot of these cats, they talking about, they so-called woke, they so-called anti-Israelis, anti-oppression. Meanwhile, everybody about to celebrate Thanksgiving. You're a goddamn hypocrite and pathetic. You're absolutely disgusting and vile, and a liar. You're fake woke. You're fake woke. You want to be festive. You want to join in the festivities of the devil of the earth. That's what we would rather do, rather than turn into our own people. You know, keeping our own customs and traditions. You'd rather do something else though. And this whole place better be turned to ash, you know. You better wake up, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. This ain't a joke. This is real life, and we reading it in the Bible. Get some more of these scriptures. Ezekiel chapter 13, verse 16. Ezekiel 13 and 16, get a little bit more in the book here. In America, they prolong. America's prolonging and putting them boots on the ground if there ain't no boots on the ground already. Everybody's going to be drawn into this fight. Everybody's going to be drawn into this war. This is ain't going to be no talks at the UN. They trying to talk at the UN. They're trying to have this so-called utopia or what have you on this earth, but that ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen. What's going to happen is World War III. That's what's going to happen. It's already started. It's already happening now. I know it seems scary and this is what the Lord wants. For our sake. For the sake of the real Jews. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians now. We're in Ezekiel chapter 13, verse 16. So with the prophets of Israel, which prophesy concerning Jerusalem, and which see visions of peace for her, and there is no peace, saith the Lord. Meaning what? Right now, ain't gonna be no peace in our land. There's gonna be war. There's gonna be destruction. There's gonna be hellfire missiles and rockets, and that's what's going on over there right now. But in the end, there's gonna be peace when black people is in rulership. Oh yeah. And it says, there is no peace, saith the Lord. So that's the Most High power. I'll drop that. We're gonna get some more. Let's get a bit around Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. Come Sunday, they're gonna be talking about. They're gonna be having a sermon on Sunday. These filthy, disgusting pastors, right? Bringing the kids in, letting the kids dress up, carving them, having all the festivities. the heathen nations, right? Not preparing Israel for the coming catastrophes. Not understanding the catastrophes that's coming to the earth. We're busy having a good time, which is fine. You can have a good time, but we wanna dip and dab in iniquity. That's what we'll rather do. Let's get some more. Let's get 24. Matthew 24. 24 and 6. And it reads, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. That's what's happening right now. Russia, Ukraine, all the other small wars that's going on throughout the earth. China is they just waiting on China to attack Taiwan. Is Israeli man against Hamas and the Palestinians. It's ramping up. It's been ramping up for many decades now. Since 1969, we've been teaching this truth and teaching that it's going to be a third war. And America being so boisterous and so proud, they waving their gun around, that nuclear power, and they refuse for any other nation to obtain any type of nuclear power. They got weapons. They also have weapons of mass destruction. China, Russia, Iran is on the rise with their nuclear arsenal, and of course the Israelis. Wars and rumors of wars. It's gonna everybody trying to all these goddamn protests. Free Palestine. Anti this, anti that, right? It's pathetic. It's pathetic is what it is. You're fake woke. You don't really get we only join these so-called protests and so-called movements because of it's popular. You join Black Lives Matter and in the free Palestine marches because it's popular. Yet you turn around and celebrate Thanksgiving. You are a filthy, disgusting hypocrite. You're a filthy, disgusting hypocrite. You're just following after whatever society says is right and just. You're going to celebrate Thanksgiving. You're going to celebrate Columbus Day. They're no different. The so-called early American is no different from the Israeli. The so-called early American is no different from the Nazi. The so-called early American is no different from the big bad Russia. Big bad Russia. Talking about free Ukraine. Meanwhile, you supporting the so-called pilgrim, the so-called colonizer, that murderous scumbag of the earth, man, the oppressor. You're a filthy, disgusting hypocrite. That's what we become. But yeah, you in your mind you say you fight for liberation and we fight for freedom and we fight and Black Lives Matter protesters and Free Palestine protesters, but all of them, they're going to celebrate Thanksgiving, right? How filthy and disgusting have we become? To celebrate the death of our brothers, the North American Indians, our Gadite brothers. Now that's the tribe of Gad, dummy. Bet your pastor don't understand and recognize that. Your pastor, they're gonna celebrate. He fake woke, man. That's how vain and vile and disgusting have we become as a nation. And we forget our calamity, forget our destruction, and we say free the Palestinians, the so-called Arab man. The Arab man don't give a damn about us. They give a damn about our dollar, our money. When they come to devour us, that's what they do. So let's not forget about that trans-Saharan slave trade. Let's not forget about that. Wars and rumors of wars. We living in this very, very time here. All right. Reading on, it says, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. Like, these things going to happen here. It's inevitable. This is an inevitable fight. These nations are going to come against each other, and they're going to throw down. Look, there's no winner here except Israel. When I say Israel in this context, I'm talking about the true biblical Jews, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. This is for our sake, man. Because in the next kingdom is Christ's kingdom, man. But the end is not yet. 7, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom shall rise against kingdom. Race wars. You understand? There's a bunch of race wars going on. You understand? Them Israelis went into that land and started killing women, children, families, and everything. They had to cut the damn internet off. Same thing that the so-called oppressor did here in the States. You understand? They doing to the Palestinians. Same thing. This is their culture. To be a bunch of murderous scumbags, man. That's what they do. That's their nature. That's their ways. They can't get enough blood. They can't help to oppress the entire earth. Whether it be the Israeli man, the so-called pilgrim, the so-called early American, whether it be a so-called Nazi, all these so-called subdivisions of the devil of the earth. They got a lot of common when it comes to pillaging and murdering and oppressing people. They got a lot of coming in, right? Don't let them borders fool you. Don't let them borders fool you. The Polish, the German, the Russian, the Ukrainian, they all got a lot in common, man. They got a lot in common. But these things shall happen, man. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrow. We think it's a goddamn joke. We think it's a game. We're gonna get some more on this. And there's many, and then on this precept, there's many others. You can also find that one in Luke and in Mark. It's the same thing. Okay, we're gonna go to Isaiah 34:2. All right. Isaiah chapter 34, verse 2. For the indignation of the Most High is upon all nations. Listen, man, the Lord ain't, listen, they think they try to make the Most High as some type. First of all, they try to make God white. Some fat white man in a cloud touching another man. That is not God. You understand? They tried to do that. Then try to make him soft and sweet and you know something that is not God. And the scriptures say the Lord is a man of water. The Lord is fierce. It says, for the indignation of the Most High is upon all nations, and his fury upon all the armies. He have utterly destroyed them. He have delivered them to the slaughter. That's what's about to happen. All these nations is about to get put in a box. It's about to get put in the ring. You know, everybody think they're gonna ante up. America think they're gonna ante up. You know what I'm saying? The Israel, you know, all these nations, all these armies, they're gonna be put in a situation, man. They're gonna be put in a situation like no other. This is it. This is the last big war, and it's prophesied in the Bible. What we gonna do? We're gonna go trick or treat. We're gonna go to all these goddamn Halloween parties and you know all these festive events for the so-called oppressor. Meanwhile, there's better be a lot of destruction in the earth. And all this is in the scriptures, man. It's biblical. This is a biblical thing that's going on. We think it's a goddamn joke. But we want to continue in a lifestyle of our oppressor. We continue in that lifestyle, we're going to be burnt up just like them. We're going to be burnt up just like them. We can continue on. And again, this is for our sake. We're going to go to Luke 21 and 24. Gonna get some more on this book, man. It reads, Luke chapter 21, verse 24, and it reads, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all the nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles, until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. And read this again. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, meaning what? It's going to be a war here. The sword is a weapon here. Somebody's getting destroyed right here. And shall be led away captive into all the nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles. That's what's happening. Somebody call. Bear with me 1 second. I'm gonna drop that. Amos chapter 9, verse 8 real quick. Let me get these bedrock scriptures. And bear with me 1 second. All right. We in Amos. Amos 9 and 8. It reads, Behold, the eyes of the Most High Power are upon the sinful kingdom. Actually, so it's the sinful kingdom. Who done destroyed the whole earth, the ozone layer, the goddamn water, the plants, you know what I'm saying? The buffalo, the sinful kingdom, and had God's chosen people in captivity. It's talking about America, man, and the other nations that have us captive. The sinful kingdom. And I will destroy it from off the face of the earth. Like, this place not even going to exist no more. This place is going to be uninhabitable. That's what's coming to the earth, man. The sinful kingdom. For what they've done to the Lord's chosen people who had us in captivity. Stripped us of our culture, our nationality. You understand? Like the Lord didn't the Lord didn't forget about slavery. The Lord didn't forget about the crimes of this sinful kingdom. And because of that, He's going to wipe this place off of the face of the earth. Reading on, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, said the Most High. Meaning what? If we got to separate ourselves from America, man. We got to separate ourselves from its customs, its ways, its traditions, its holidays, its customs, its religions. That way we ain't got to be caught up in that madness, man. This place is going to be destroyed, but we got a way out of this place by serving the Lord and really doing what He said. Them Christians the church going to be having a goddamn trick-or-treat party in the church. They are part of it. They are injected into this society, man. They're in the neck of thine enemy. So much so they can't see that they are part of this sinful kingdom. They can't even see it, man. We don't even understand how far we've gone into this place, man. You gotta wake the hell up, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. You gonna you gonna find out them goddamn Palestinians don't give a damn about you. Real soon. You talking about free Palestine. Okay. Like I said, they said nation shall rise against nation, meaning races. Particular races is gonna rise against other races. We talking about actual race wars. You up there trying to be a goddamn Democrat or Republican. Both Demo- both Democrat and Republican Party is backing the Israelis, even though the Israelis are committing war crimes along with Hamas. Both of them are a bunch of goddamn criminals. But they're going to stick to their young people. They're going to stick to their young nation. Like we read earlier, everybody's going to go back to their own. Everybody's going to go back to their own nation, to their own people. Arabs is coming together, whether they be Saudi Arabian, uh, from Iran, from Afghanistan, Iraq, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Them Arabs is going to come together in America. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what set of Islam they are. These race wars. Now they're going to back Hamas. They're going to back the Palestinians. Nation shall rise against nation. All them nations surrounding the so-called state of Israel and the Israelis. They not dealing with them. The Egyptians, the so-called, they not the real Egyptians, but they not dealing with them either. It's another people on that line right now. Yeah, John, let's see what this one. Bear with me 1 second. We're gonna drop that scripture too. Do some more words. Joel, the 3rd chapter. Yeah. Joel, the 3rd chapter here. Joel 3:2, it reads, I will also gather all nations, and I will bring them down into the Valley of Jehoshapat. That's what's happening. They're going to gather all these nations. China, I wouldn't even know Canada and all them. They was over there in so-called Afghanistan too. All these nations, all these Edomite nations going to be drawn into this fight. They ain't going to have no choice. Iran better jump off. we think we can avoid this. All these protests and these call for peace and they've been trying to hold back that the Israelis from going in on the ground, but they already did. I think they did it on Friday night, North and Central Gaza Strip. So it's And I think they still doing the, air attacks or what have you, dropping bombs. Listen, they ain't dropping bombs on military bases. They is doing that, but they dropping bombs on civilians. We looking at a straight up race war. That ain't even about stopping ISIS or stopping, the terrorists. They getting their lick back, and the whole world see it, and nobody even give a damn. They getting their lick back, so-called Israelis. Everything is a and you see your so-called counterpart, your Democratic Party and your Republican Party supporting a people that's terrorizing another people, but they're going to back it because they're the same people, dummy. And the whole world see it, and the whole world is tired of the bullies of the earth. China tired of it. China tired of it. North Korea tired of it. They ready to strike. They're gonna be ready to strike. Russia. This thing about to really kick off, man. And then already kicked off. I just want to see who's gonna drop the first nuke, because somebody's dropping a nuke, and somebody's gonna drop it soon. It will bring them down into the Valley of Jehoshapat. Everybody's going to be drawn into this region. China already brought 6 warships into one of them seas over there. And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. You hear that? That's what I would say. This ain't just because. All these nations had a hand in our captivity. The Arab, the Israeli man, the so-called oppressor, all these other nations, Ammon, Moab, Japheth, all of these other nations had a hand in our captivity. Now they're going to be brought into this region of the earth, and they're going to be obliterated. And when you read this all the way down, I'm not going to read it all the way down, but it tells you about how they destroyed us, man. We're going to jump to, I think, verse 12, but it is. All right. Start at verse 11. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. That's what's happening. They gathering themselves. Russia and China, they was up there right outside of Alaska doing joint task forces. You understand? Who was doing that in Ukraine? Ukraine was doing the same thing with NATO and America. And Russia was tripping for over a decade until he had to do the goddamn invasion. We think, we so busy joining the festivities of America, we don't even see the historical events that's happening around us. We talk about as far as back as 2008, late 2000s or whatever, Ukraine and NATO and America have been in bed with each other, pissing Russia off. But you don't hear that in the news. You gotta dive deep for information like that. NATO, and they think Ukraine gonna win this war, and they boasted and talking about it on the news. Yeah, Ukraine gonna be a part of NATO. There ain't gonna be no Ukraine. Ain't gonna be no Russia. There ain't gonna be no NATO either. They're gonna be brought. They're gonna gather themselves together. All these nations gonna gather themselves, arm up, suit up, and everybody going to war. All right, round about to the cut. Cause thy mighty ones to come down. O Lord, it reads. All right. Verse 12. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. Again, there we go. Everybody's waking up. Everybody's seeing, all of these nations are seeing this go down. Israelis against the Palestinians, the Hamas. Now everybody just waiting on China to jump in on Taiwan. It's going to happen. All of these wars, Russia, Ukraine, Israelis, Palestinians. These armies is waking up. Everybody been asleep. Everybody been having this so-called peaceful time in the earth. That's over. The peace is over. Ukraine, Russia jumped off. That it's just going to be war after war jumping off. Korea going to get in the mix. America is going to put boots on the ground. All throughout it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Reading on, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. That's where they're going to get judged at. This is where they're going to get judged at, right here. I think it's a joke. So we playing games. That's why the UPK is so important. We bring out the true information about it. Like I told you, this was not just a scripture breakdown. This is a historical class, man. All these events is happening in the earth now. Okay? It's been happening since 1969. The Cold War has never been over. Tension's been rising. America been a bully in the earth. And these other nations, they sick of it now. They're going to be brought into this fight. It's inevitable. This world war here. All right. For there I sit to judge all the heathen round about these other nations, man. Elam, East Indians, the Arab man, the Israeli man, Amalek. Kittim, all of these other nations that had a hand in our captivity is over. The last one. This is my last one here, Luke 21:9. It's the same thing that was in Matthew, but I'll read this real quick. But when ye shall hear of the wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass. But the end is not by and by. These things gotta happen. These things gotta happen. And look, in the meantime, you get right. You get right with the Lord, man. That's what the Israelite School UPK is here for. It's for us to get perfect and be perfect, man. Let's not vex the Holy Spirit, man. Let's be right in this thing all the way, you understand? Verse 10, then said unto them, nation shall rise against nation. That's what's happening in the earth right now. Nations is coming against nations. Kingdoms against kingdoms. Verse 11, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilence and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. You understand? That's what's going on in the earth right now. That's going to be my last scripture. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, so out of 1 West 125th Street, Hall, New York. We are under commanding Juliana. We've been teaching this truth since 1969. That the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are the true biblical Jews. Make sure you like and subscribe on all of these channels, you understand. And with that, Shalom, Baltimore, and abroad, Maryland.